GE still have the numbers advantage, as well as, of course, Russ with the wingman to trigger a couple of those and allow them to clear things up even easier.
Yeah, you can definitely feel the loss of Scary right now. You've got those traps, sure, Crazy Guy might be able to rotate over, but they need more reinforcements, and right now, just without the information towards B, it's always a little bit scary, and that's why they're leaving Darian still around Market. But as Global starts to move closer, Elbow, they might just be able to break things open.
Angois has that camera open 24/7 here. Nade's being thrown out already. There's the wingman for the easy plants, not even going to be a cancel, deny, or anything. Blaze King does get the kill onto Crazy Guy as well. This is a great start here for Global Esports. Players to bleed, stuck at the back of that A site. That spike is planted right at the precipice of those traps, and Global don't even have to commit into the site itself. They can just stay all day long here on Elbow as the rest of Bleed now start to move right in.
They chill in. Bleed has to go in for that defuse, and as soon as they stick, the spray comes in, and it's just post-plant delays for days.
Ooh. Lots of efforts here for both Egoist and Durian. Durian somehow making it work, but time not his friend. It shall be his enemy, and it shall be his team's demise. His first round.
Just Wingman doing everything.
Yeah, especially the part where they lost so much mid-control and Bleed never really recontacted it, so they couldn't really figure out where Global was planning to push. It was more of a wait for the stimuli and then react, and that doesn't work when you're up against a team like Global that really likes to take the advantage, especially with a composition that has no sentinels, so you really know that they're going to be banking on the pushes every time they actually make for that contact.
There.
Precisely. So of course, well, this is just a bit of a save round for Bleed. How much can they really pull off? That's the question.
I mean, this is the reason why they still mix up, right, between Ye and Durian, because when Ye joined Bleed, you still know that Durian has that star power. And one of those shots shows us a glimpse of it.
He definitely carries that zombie pride with him, but
a bit too quick, a bit too
it's a toxic screen from Ye being relegated towards A instead.
Colby's in trouble. Can he get out of harm's way, though? He's alone on an island. He's already brought out his classic because he was just losing so much ammunition as well as HP as he pushes through. He wanted to get that pinch so that his teammates could push over to B main, and when that fails, Global Esports now left scratching their heads, hoping that maybe their other lurker, Benkai, is going to find some contact and success here on top mid. Okay, that's a little bit wishful thinking, you know?
Just shots up over the stairs.
Oh, no way he survives.
What?
He didn't. I mean, no shot connected from Russ, but that mosh pit was enough.
And he's got Thrasher available now, but, you know, still a lot of players to work through.
I think I can jump over this, but, I mean, Scary's prepared to hear the shot. They're here to jump and punish the transition. There it is.
Last player standing.
And there it is.
Again, it's just Bleed adapting to these changes. I mean, the calling on this side from Crazy Guy, as soon as they feel a bit of pressure towards A, they start to change things up. Global hasn't quite, you know, put one step ahead of that. So they instantly knew how to feel ready for however Polvi might push, and that's what we saw exactly towards Market.
Again, leaving Polvi to push by himself, I kind of get is what he does best, right? But in Sunset, where there's so many angles, there's so many traps that can really thwart that kind of approach, he needs some backup from his teammates, right? Anyways, Russ, IGL, down in the dumps for the moment. That's going to be Bleed with a point on the board.
Thank you.
So 1-2 right now, the adaptation's coming in.
That it feels like they're never really stopped at one point. Right? Like when you pick up one player from them, they always have this backup plan that they start unraveling. In any case, Global Esports, they mix things up though. They put Polvi by himself on B main while the rest of his teammates start moving up onto mid here, which could actually be pretty good because there's no traps right now. Durian might be a few seconds late. He's now here to receive some contact, but that smoke separates the rest of them. Polvi spots out Crazy Guy. Cannot finalize the kill, though. So that might be an opportunity missed to actually get the numbers in the favor of Global.
Yeah, did pull a little bit of attention away, but unfortunately at this moment not quite enough. 50 seconds left, so they still have some options, but the Thrasher being spent now is just a bit of info. If anything, a bit of a tell for Bleed to actually reinforce the A site. Darian is here with a showstopper available.
30 seconds. He's getting mighty close to first contact right now, and he's not going to be unaware of Blaze King. That might be a big mishap in Bleed's decision-making. And immediately Global Esports, you see them opening up the site, and that's what they were looking for. All down to Egoist. Global's calls pretty damn solid here, Quack. And again, like I mentioned, Egoist just forced to save the weapon for the moment.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Legia starts to call timeout pretty soon. For now, Global Esports definitely throwing things into plans for Bleed, knowing how to pull the attention away, have Polvi to come up on a flank, of all things. And then at the same time, just the pushes coming out from Russ, Benkai, lightning fast. They have shown that they are capable.
There.
And with the way that they're taking this A site again and again, Bleed struggling to adapt. Egoist, he hasn't really, felt all too much currently.
Yeah. I guess this is the polar opposite of what you can do in Sunset, right? Rather than relying on is scrub clean and easy for their take.
Yeah, for real, that's exactly what Bleed does. Both teams really taking things slow and steady for now. In contrast to the game that we just saw on the same map. But that's also because this is an elimination match. The tension, the stress is felt. Nightfall executes coming through.
If Darian doesn't get any HP deduction from that Nightfall, yeah, they can't push. Because they already know he's there. He has a double satchel and the showstopper. So unless they wait for this, unless they want to push into the site with a smoke that blots out their vision, this is going to be a big risk for Global here. But they have time right now.
Yeah, it's interesting. Just a Nightfall. Put Polvi up in this position. Meanwhile, Russ calls for the rotations back over onto A site. They did this in the previous round. Let's see if Bleed can get a good read on it. You've got Ye, who's kind of defending A with his life. You got Scary watching mid and able to rotate back, pivot towards A-Link. Whether or not it's going to be enough, it's the other thing.
Oh,
it might just be a retake game for Bleed at this point.
There's a tripwire there as well in Link. If anybody pushes that, should be an easy kill here for Scary. Ye is by himself. He's already activated both of his snake bites right now, so he can't really push up without any smoke coverage, so he has to back away and just wait for his teammate to go with him. Now, it's going to be a straight-up firefight here at the back of the site, and it hasn't really panned out well for Bleed, excuse me. Now, Global is going to be left, Bleed is going to be left with Scary and Egoist. Scary is already at the site, but can't really push. Egoist now, are they just... It looks like they want to fight for this. They're not going to save at all. They don't want to risk any more of the rounds. Paranoia activated here. Maybe try to brute force their way against a team that knows, is the definite meaning of brute force. And that's going to be Global with 4 rounds in this first game.
Yeah, not quite able to do all too much. You could see that that was clearly Bleed's game plan. You know, you mentioned that tripwire, Asarai. Scary did get the 1 frag onto Polvi, but that was it.
Anymore as that Clutch King. Oh, that haunt is absolutely phenomenal from Blaze King. Exposes the entirety of that A site, makes it easy for Polvi to find the first pick. His teammates gets another, and you already know it's a secured A site. Firepower is definitely in the hands of Global here. The only thing I'm looking at that could give a chance for Bleed is if Global oversteps their bounds, but even then, they have so much firepower to work with here.
Global Esports very much in the driver's seat right now. Almost makes you question if Bleed looks really uncomfortable on Sunset. I mean, clearly they have the composition for it, and in this round, at the very least, it is, just an eco. But Global are decisively breaking into lose, contact or any kind of info on the map. Start doing this, but anyways, Polvi rips one out.
Is he gonna find Egoist? That's gonna be huge. If he does, Egoist survives. No way, it clips the stairs here, Quack. And that allows him to break through. The trap's right there. Lightning Fast can't get in quick enough. And this leaves Rush, the IGL, once again by himself in a position where he might have hates those tempo plays by himself. And one mistake from an opponent definitely unravels the rest of that offense. This is a given thing here for Bleed because it gives enough for Durian to also pick up the operator, which is tremendous. No one else was pushing that B main, so it's a free pick for Durian, and he can just choose to get back. And because of that, as he spots no one as well, that coaxed the rest of Bleed to start getting some information here on mid. Crazy Guy activates the drone, spots out Polvi. Now they're aware Global is coming here on top mid.
And they're very much so ready to receive it too. Polvi, it's an op versus op, but Darian's got the other angle, takes down Lightning Fast. And as it happens, Crazy Guy comes back in around just to check.
Yikes. Polvi's on an operator, so you can't really deal with so many angles, slow pushing like that when no one is checking your 6. One at the corner here. Crazy Guy actually picks himself out the operator, wants the challenge, and they will get punished gloriously by Benkai. If he finds some opening here, maybe somehow, some way, there was a world where he can get into.
A bit more confident, holding the right areas, and at the same time, I mean, just a good little bit of slicing the pie for Benkai. Now coming back into it, the off, a bit of early aggression, but then punish right back. Crazy Guy with the Hunter's Fury.
Yeah, making sure that his teammate is going to be safe. What's the 2 damage on Polvi here? Benkai snuck himself all the way up to A. Scary unawares. Egoist. Does he dare push A main right about now? Because Benkai might not leave his ultimate. If Egoist can time this perfectly, nobody from Lead is going to be aware of. Oh, never mind. That Thrash is just diabolical.
With that, the punish from Benkai onto Egoist. It's going to be Darian with the showstopper to try to bring things back for his team. It starts things off with the op shot, and that does bring numbers back just by a bit.
Polvi slowly coming into mid. Ooh, Crazy Guy. Thought he bit off more than he can chew. This man's got molars for days. Durian. Does he risk himself to push here with the showstopper? Nah, it's... The ROI isn't good enough.
Save.
Yeah.
Wanting to hold on to that operator. But, I mean, still, thinking about how the round plays out, it's a lot of weird, like, individual fights. Darian with a nice attempt to try to deter them away from B at the very least. But then towards the end, like you mentioned, it was really just Benkai sneaking in. I think part of it is also how the map is laid out and Lead not really able to watch precisely. It's lovely to see how global esports are starting to move these puzzle pieces to make them all fit together. First of all, you got Polvi, who's a bit of a wild card sometimes, but then Benkai, this proven entity, and we know how he lurks. We know how he hides and strikes when the iron is hot.
Well, his iron is definitely scalding here, Quack.
Bring them down.
I mean, this is so different from the global that we've seen from a couple of from yesterday's matches. They're so controlled, they're so precise. These guys have truly woken up, and I don't know if they can continue this rampart. GE fighting truly will turn into a GE winning.
Very, very careful. And look at how they're still maneuvering across. Still Benkai on the lurk, carefully checking corners. They want to make sure that they can keep the numbers advantage as they execute in, but Scary does not let that happen.
Lightning Fast already down. Yay and Egoist. Whew, look at this, backside control. Lightning Fast cannot get out. Shot and step. Catched up by Yay, 3 kills and Bleed 4-6.
Just to prevent easier time as we swap sides. Oh, but okay, we don't see anything too early yet. Global playing things very carefully too.
Okay, spots out the camera there very quickly, breaks it down. Egoist has placed all of his tripwires on elbow here. They're much more okay with fighting A main, or A link, excuse me, than elbow, without any of those utilities. Where's the cages, though? Does he have no money for the cages?
Not too sure, but at the very least, yeah, there's one up by elbow. He knows that this is a spot that Global has approached many times before and wants to counter it.
Oh, that's a huge hunt. Who's got the here's the party? That is going to be Durion dunking it in the face of Benkai. And this is a bloody take here for Bleed. Somehow manages to get in. Durion throws out the nade. Can he find one? Lightning fast with the late lurk and the counter late lurk from Ye. It's 1-1, 2 versus 2. Retake will have to be done here by Bleed. But Global Esports, they've doubled up. They got a solid positioning right now. And Durion still holding this operator. We'll have to wait for Ye to double up with him. But Ye just runs into the side and, well, trips up face first into the embracing hands of Polvi and teammate. Happens twice now with Durion. As of course the fans have been clamoring every single time. We've seen it on social media. Always giving their beloved team that support. Polvi's the one right now with the showstopper. How does the not connect on Ye? On the corner. Doesn't matter. Still gets the kill. Man is on a tear here. Global Esports want to make a statement to end this first half if they can. Still have to be very careful as they know that Bleed still has working pieces. They've only found Ye. They haven't got Durion yet, who has been such a thorn with this operator. They're making a lot of noise here on mid side right now, Quack, but they're coming back to A, where Durion seems to be prepared, but is he truly?
Yeah, I don't know how he can escape with this one. Oh my goodness!
He doesn't need to escape, man. He only needs to thrive, and he gets the collateral. Polvi does shut him down very quickly. Damage be done. Has to pick up the spike, 30 seconds. His teammate, lightning fast, trying to get that clearance so that there is a lot more opportunity for Polvi to push up onto the A site more securely. The big problem is, can he? Also, just gonna put it out there, does Crazy Guy have some nasty little lineup for a default plant because he's got 2 shock darts. I don't know where, I don't know how.
I kind of expect him to be able to do that. If not, at the very least, he's got the recon for his team to come in at the retake. They've got the numbers for it. But Polvi has paint shells too. I don't know if he wants to push out even further though. That's the thing. Because he might get punished and that's basically going to be the round for Bleed now.
You know, I was thinking that he was going to use all of those utilities of his, but he doesn't really need to. You know why? They're not expecting him to be on the site.
Yeah.
So him just being silent and deadly, pretty, you know.
But that said, you know, it also kind of works out
for utility. What a total team player.
Wow, my eyes are dull.
Okay, so it goes on mid. He wants to check if anybody pushes up on triple with that recon dart, but doesn't find anything. So the rest of Bleed now push up onto A side. Polvi, he almost got decapitated there by Egoist, but decides otherwise. Here comes Benkai. Here's the footsteps, backs away. Bleed, they've been sought after, they've been found out, and Polvi here pulverizes Egoist. That's going to leave Bleed trapped on A main. If Polvi decides to actually push the tempo right now, and Bleed, they're taking fights that they can't win. We're not done just yet, hold on. Benkai's around the corner here, spotted out by Durion, so maybe this is the fight that Bleed are finally looking for. But there is still so much to unravel from Global Esports. So Bleed decides otherwise to go around. I think they're hoping to maybe find Polvi somewhere lurking, but as we can see, he's somewhere there on top of A link, so they're not going to find anything. But if they go to B, this is where they can find themselves a chance. But with market door being closed, they're going to burn a bit of time waiting, checking, and then in a couple of seconds they have to rush.
Either way, Global Esports holds the advantage, right? And that's the most interesting thing, at least for this round. Although it's a full new squad, they carry on the same statistics from last year in VCT Pacific, having one of the most highest number of first round wins as Blaze King taps them all down with a ghost.
That's a huge, huge upset there for Global. 5-8. Bleed also known to make those aggressive force buys, so we're going to see that for Bleed here.
For Blaze King as well, right? Because this, you know, was him playing on Boom Esports versus Bleed at Ascension last year. now finding his win with a new team, new roster on Global Esports.
You're absolutely right. It means, and here's the thing, Bleed also coming off of that high with the pickup on Ye, but it feels like Ye is so out of his element here, whether it's because he's on a new team or he's on a role that he's not really truly familiar with. You can see him struggling. We were showing that scoreboard. He's at the bottom for Bleed as of this point. So you do see the struggles that Bleed are having to face, and Global are just eating that up. Oh, this wall. If it drops, Lightning Fast got a chance. Blaze King first on contact, has a seize, locks them up into the prison. If he pushes out, well, he doesn't need to because Lightning Fast is right there with him. That's going to be a quick...
Again, you got Polvi on this Outlaw, and the amount of damage that they could potentially put out is deadly. However, in this round, it is a Bleed with full armor, full utility. Let's see what they can do.
And again, it's one of those games where it doesn't feel like there's anything explosive that's happening, but it is by design. Global Esports are playing at such a pace that I feel like Bleed can't really read them in this situation, even if Bleed has that capability to be able to do so.
Yeah, I know it's kind of like feels really slow at times, but then there are these tiny little moments where Global Esports just accelerates just by a little bit.
Yeah.
And right now, towards market, you've got a little bit of vision from Russ as well. They might have heard something towards B main, but that's about it. So the rotation's coming over. They don't see anything.
He spot him.
Might be Lightning Fast, yeah, getting the call over. The toxic screen at the very least is a tell. So now rotation's coming over. As long as Lightning Fast can do his job, you know, he still has that paranoia available. Blaze King as well with a haunt for info.
Yeah. I was actually just about to point that out. How much statistic do we have with how effective Blaze King's haunts have been? Because it's been giving away so much positioning right now. Look at Durian just dodging into the site itself. Like Fast not going to be able to escape that one. Explosion from Bleed is here. Oh, that is a huge mosh pit. That blinds everybody. Yay, just frantically spraying it down. Polvi picks himself up. A Spectre pushes up, but Scary's on top of that case.
Far in this entire map has been safe for both sides.
Polvi, though, pushing very far forward into the front of his opponents. His teammate giving him some leeway to pick up that orb and back away into A main. If he decides to push up, maybe he can find something, but it seems like Polvi might have overheated a little bit here, jiggling a little bit too much, and Crazy Guy capitalizing. And it's as easy as that. Now, the rest of Global pushing up on mid could put a pinch on the late lurking Ye, but B-side should be theirs. Never mind, Ye turns it back, and now he's got that late lurk that GE will have to deal with. And it's deal upon deal. All right, we're not done just yet. It's fine. We're charging in. Ben Guy's huge. He gets another one. We'll get shut down by Egoist. As dust settles, who's getting the advantage right now? Feels like it's Bleed. Should be. They are pushing Lightning Fast, but the punishes and the quick trades for Global Esports are just too damn fast, and Bleed can't keep up.
As Blaze King approaches from behind, yeah, it's just too much going on in the round, and although Ye got some good picks early on, again, with how big the map is, Bleed loving to move about you, Asteroid, but this map is starting to look like it's almost over.
I feel like I was about to say, you know, never say never, as is, of course, by my favorite movie, Karate Kid with Justin Bieber and Jaden Smith. Anyways.
And Justin Bieber.
And Justin Bieber again, yeah. Durian, though, sick shot on mid here, but the thing is with Global Esports, right, is if you strike us, cut one head down, two will take its place. They are so quick at just reacting to the stimuli that Bleed is dishing out. And this hasn't been Bleed's strongest recontact at all. You can find something maybe for Ye here. Okay, never. As soon as I say that, Ye does something like this. And this makes it somewhat doable. You're absolutely right. El Diablo heating things up, right? Can they exercise it out of the sight? As the Nightfall used very haphazardly. No follow-up just to scare them, but the pit making it very difficult to them to push over. What is happening here? Egoist, he just pumps a couple of shots. He can't find nobody, and Lightning Fast finds Ye left in a 2 versus 1. Yo, what?
A little bit awkward for Egoist in that moment. Coming out of the Viper's pit, I mean, you can see the idea that he to a decisive win.
Speaking of not going to be enough. Oh, hold on. Polvy's in trouble here. He decides to go on the other direction that might have been incorrect for him. Russ has pocketed himself onto the corner in the IGL, not falling behind. Let's go. Oh, what a controlled spray from Lightning Fast and Russ. Egoist now alone. Polvy might not have gotten any kills, but his teammates sure made use of the push outside of mid that he has just done. Neural Theft activated. That's going to expose the positioning. Spike not in the hands of Egoist here, though. And he is looking for a kill rather than pick up the spike first, because he does, even though he's exposed his opponents, he does not have the map control to really take advantage of that.
I have retrieved.
Well, let's think about this, right? You got 50 seconds left. You got full armor. You got a rifle. It's not entirely impossible. So he could go in for the spike plant first, but then where do you go after that? You know the full force and might of global esports. At least the last 3 players are definitely going to come after you. Russ has the Thrasher.
30
so you
seconds
stay in a
left.
spot that's, you know, well concealed enough that Russ can't find you. I guess Market is away. Maybe you sneak back out to the top of mid, come back in with a big flank. That is an idea, but Bankai is watching the back.
Oh
Whoa.
my God! No! Russ actually found him! Showing what it means. Yeah, there it is. I mean, whether it's by sheer intuition or because the meter for Thrash was running out, he found him, dude. He found him. That does not feel good as Egoist.
Picking up a lot of pistol kills and some nice cleanups as well. Now back into it, last-ditch effort from Bleed. It's going to be a bit of a contact play towards B main.
They're just running it down. I mean, everybody from Bleed was shot by the paranoia of Lightning Fast. Lightning Fast, though, holding inside his own smoke. That's about to dissipate pretty soon here as he pushes out and covers the entirety of the Bleed conspiracy on B main. Double satchel from Turion. Man is clean. Bankai is by his lonesome, and that's going to be a quick clean round for Bleed here. Not the end of the world just yet. They got 5 rounds if they can survive.
Puts Bleed out on top.
And it resets their economy too. Durian, they're committing their ultimates here, Quack. Very much so everything. I mean, sure. You know, if you can secure the rounds, might as well. Polvy, is he gonna stab him? No, like, oh, okay, he still gets it. I am losing my mind, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry. I thought, crazy guy just at the nick of time, right? And then Polvy just panics a little bit, brings out the classic, hits the alternate fire, tap burst. Sure, let's go with that.
Remaining.
What is happening? The timings have been so wacky this round.
4 rounds to go, but you are very much in the game. You got Polvy on an op now, though, and I want to see what the idea is behind this.
It is to get kills with the sniper. That is the idea. But the idea will not be turned into a reality, as it's been pretty much snuffed out by Crazy Guy here. Bankai's hoping that they might push a bit forward here. Heroics from the sub-IGL, as I probably would call it. Anyways, Bleed, clean on the take. They just waited a couple of seconds. Able to get one. Blaze King trying to hold it back from the side, but will lose control instantaneously. And the rest here of Global Esports trying to brute force their way. It might work, but Bleed have been too clean. No, they're actually just slow pushing on top mid. No sound done, so Bleed doesn't know this. There could be a huge flank coming in, but all of the members of Bleed are just stacked outside B. If there's any kind of noise that they do on mid, or Bleed just decides to go B, there will be no resistance whatsoever here from GE.
This is what I meant, right? You got the timeout. All you need is 1 round. As soon as they, play along with the numbers advantage, if they can come in for a big flank, a big retake, Bleed might not be able to hold off against it. So now Polvy back into his market. They got more lines of sight.
Benkai has gotten the first kill. Step in the right direction right now for Global Esports. Oh, the Wingman and Dizzy makes Egoist a sad, sad boy. 3 more players here for Bleed. Global Esports coming back alive. Yay and Scary. Controllers a miss. They will try to do their darndest to stop the defuse from coming in, but it will not be denied. Yay's on the last legs. No one's still defusing it right now.
Wait!
Okay, there we go. They just try to spray through the Viper's Pit, but it's gonna get DE9, and Global Esports finally find